Inside the AKA lightweight division and is brought to you by Hemingway West. And now, please welcome your first fighter to the cage. Put your hands together for Joseph Morales.
Here we go. We are ready to get AKA 17 underway. We begin tonight with a matchup between Joseph Morales and Isaiah January. Joseph Ice Cold Morales making his way down to the cage here as he gets set to fight for the second time. He has an 0-1 record here as an amateur. Second time for him to get in the cage. Looking forward to seeing this one, DJ.
Yeah, man, it's going to be exciting. So, he's 0-1 as an amateur. Still have plenty of time to, make his way into this game. And it's always fun watching these guys start out.
So, Matt, go back to one of your very first fights. I know you didn't really have any time in the amateur ranks, but go back to one of your first fights. What's the emotion like in these moments?
It's just amazing when he steps in the octagon. He's going to be in a different world. So I hope he went in the octagon and got used to being there, because it's a whole different work mentally.
Yeah. You put in all that time and all that energy in the, in practice, but you cannot replicate what happens out here in the cage once the crowd hits and the emotions of the moment.
And I did all my amateur fighting with my twin brother back on the farm.
I think I might have an amateur fight scheduled here tonight. I didn't even know I was getting into one. But I'll tell you what, man, we're having some fun in the booth. But for guys like Joseph Morales and Isaiah January, it's not about the fun. The fun's been had. It's time to get serious and go to war here tonight. And I'm really looking forward to seeing these two guys. Get Joseph Morales out of Puro Azteca. He's fighting out of Houston, Texas, making his way here to Shreveport, Louisiana for AKA 17.
I would say when I got in the octagon, that's when I hit my time card. So these guys are not going to work.
Time to go to work.
Now, put your hands together for his opponent. Please welcome to the cage, Isaiah January.
Well, Joseph Morales will be opposed by Isaiah Bang January. Isaiah 0-1 as an amateur as well. So one of these two guys, they're bringing home their very first win tonight, putting that W on the board. That'll be a big moment for them here tonight. Isaiah January is one of those elite combat guys, the compound here in Shreveport. In the compound, man, they keep turning out good fighters, DJ.
Yeah, well-rounded guys. They have a good boxing coach. They have a great wrestling coach. They have an awesome jiu-jitsu practitioner there. I mean, just a good group of guys. And to start out, both these fighters being 0-1 is going to be great, too. A great matchup, because a lot of times you'll see a 0-1 come in, and you have a 2-0 fight. So like you said earlier, someone's winning tonight.
I'll tell you what, Matt. Isaiah January is a pretty big 155er. He's right here behind us. He's a pretty big boy.
When he comes up here, I'm going to look at the size difference. Okay. You keep calling this guy to my right DJ, but it's BJ. You people that can't see us, this Hawaiian shirts, he's not BJ Penn.
Yeah, he's going to give me a heck tonight. I'm BJ Penn tonight.
We're working. He's out here just lounging. He got his vacation shirt on.
He's going to a luau after this.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, if you're looking for a luau after this, you can find one at Bojack's Craft House for sure. One of the sponsors of AKA 17. And, man, they do a heck of a job. Isaiah January making his way into the cage. We are moments away from fight number one here of AKA 17.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of amateur mixed martial arts section inside the AKA lightweight division. This fight being brought to you by Hemingway West. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the Vital Brew Coffee Blue Corner. This man is a freestyle fighter representing the Submission Boxing Academy. He stands 6 feet even, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, here is Ice Cold Joseph Morales. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Sin Vodka Red Corner. This man is a mixed martial artist representing the compound here in Shreveport. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Shreveport, Louisiana, here is Isaiah Bang January. Your referee in charge of the action when the cage door closes, Mr. Chris Hill.
All right, round one, you ready? You ready?
Here we go, Isaiah January and Joseph Morales underway. Morales quickly right at January.
It's on a good jab too, look at that.
Well, they're throwing hands here early, right into the action, Matt.
One thing you like about amateur fights, they come to fight.
Heck yeah.
One of these guys leaving here with their first win as an amateur here tonight, and they both came out immediately hunting each other. I'll tell you what, Morales came right at him in January, did a really good job to counter right there. Caught him with a right and kind of slowed down the advance of Morales. Morales working with the underhook here against the cage. Working on that left leg of January.
January's corner's doing a good job of coaching him into getting that underhook and trying to get the guy turned around to the cage so he can get off and, you know, do what he wants to do.
And that's so important for the amateurs to get good coaching from their corner.
And I won my last fight because my corner said the hook's there, so I could always know my ring awareness and know what my corner says. I hope these guys learn to just be comfortable in there and hear what they need.
Well, I'll tell you personally, I'd love to see these two guys break apart here and get back to throwing those hands. They had some fireworks right out of the gate.
I think you're about to see it right here, sir.
Joseph Morales puts his head down, comes right at January.
These guys are doing a good job fighting like amateurs. Nothing to lose, just good get their hand raised.
Yeah, both guys are a good exchanging back and forth. Morales is really, you know, headstrong as far as you're walking in, boxing, and backing up a little bit, keeping the distance.
Oh, that was a good right hand.
Yeah, it was.
Big right hand from January. He's crisp, man. That jab is nice, too. He's really crisp right now on the feet.
Keeping his strike, January. Keeping his strike, January. He's scared. He's scared.
Final 60 seconds here of the opening round.
Don't worry about the bullshit coming up. Give him the face, January.
January working Morales up against the cage, looking for the
Takedown.
takedown.
There it is. Now this is Matt Hughes level right here.
It is. I hope they got on, but I'm not a close guard fan, so I'm glad he broke the close guard and can work.
Yeah.
Morales back up January. Back up to his feet. I think right now you can see what Isaiah. They don't call him Isaiah Bang January for nothing, man. He wants to stand up and bang. And
No, sir. He's staying in the pocket.
Strike, January. Strike.
Isaiah's corner calling for him to strike a bit now.
There you go. There you go.
For two guys with one amateur fight each, they're putting on a good show as far as stand up and, you know, actually moving around and putting a fight on.
They really are, and you did a good job because he's sitting in the corner, and that means he comes back in just a little angle because when you counter someone, you think they're going to be right in front of you. So staying in the pocket means you're not going to get hit as much.
Yeah.
What a great first round you have right there. Morales comes out immediately looking for a fight. January answers with a nice counter. Then you get a takedown by January, lets him back to his feet, and then Morales finishes up the round right there with a couple good body shots and a nice uppercut as well. So both fighters showing something off there.
Actually, a tough round to judge.
Yeah, it really is.
It is. Both guys scored there.
I would say give it a round to January because the takedown maybe, but it was really close.
You saw their pace slow down just a bit, right? They came out just full bore. Everybody's ready to go. And their pace had slowed down just a touch there at the end of round one. And again, this is scheduled for three-minute rounds. So 2 more rounds left for these guys as each one tries to hunt down their first win as an amateur fighter. Your first win, who was it over, Matt Hughes? Your very first win, who was it over?
Taekwondo guy that was Craig the Terminator Quick, and after I found it, Craig the Termite Quick.
Craig the Termite Quick.
Out here changing names. You literally ate up his name there, man.
Because if he was close enough to hit me, I was close enough to take him down.
Well, I'll tell you what, both of these guys are willing to get close enough to hit one another. Let's see what they have in store for us in round number 2. Morales is a little bit more reluctant now. I mean, a couple of those from January stung him.
Yeah.
Another solid exchange.
Another good leg kick.
Yeah.
It's a good job to kind of change levels there, show him something different.
Good leg kick there.
Back to the leg from January. So if you see our new clock down there at the bottom, our new AKA round clock, you'll be able to see that the Florida leads signifying what round we are in. So you'll be able to keep up with that there. We're in round number 2 here with 2 minutes remaining. Morales with a leg kick of his own.
I would like to see him jab first before the leg kick, just get hit, think about something else.
Yeah, that's one thing you notice in amateurs, right? That they're one punch or one kick. You know, there's not a good combination. It's just one strike and then back up. If they would, you know, throw that other strike and then follow up with a few more, that's typically how you're a little more, you know, successful.
Well, I'm not sure where it happened in this round, but a right hand catches Morales, and apparently he's been cut. I see a little bit of blood there on the left cheek, it appears. I would assume it was one of those right hands that landed about 40 seconds ago from Isaiah January.
I like blood because it gave me a target to go for to open up.
Heck yeah.
Smell blood, right? You go for the kill. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of 1v1 competition.
I thought myself as a shark when I smell blood.
Yes.
Love it. I'm going to try not to bleed tonight, guys.
Oh, that's a good sting right there.
Good left hand from Morales as he was able to escape that right from Isaiah January.
January looks a lot more comfortable now. He's loosened up a little bit, but he's confident. You saw him drop his hands and move his head a little bit there. You got to be careful, you know what I mean? Don't let it get too much.
It's the nose of Joseph Morales.
I like how January's dipping in the middle. I was always the guy to make the guy come to me.
Well, you know, early on, Morales was willing to do that. His advancing has kind of stopped a little bit. Nice body kick. Two rounds in. Pretty tough fight to score, though, thus far. It feels like maybe Isaiah January's a little bit more ahead. He's landed more punches. He did have that takedown in round 1. But is it something, whenever you start to see that blood, does it kind of stick out like, hey, this is where the damage is at?
And the judges see that too, so they have to score that blood, even though it doesn't mean much coming out of the nose, but they see that as a little damage.
Yeah.
Here's some of our highlights presented by Vintage Furniture. And big thank you to Sin Vodka as well. Thank you to the boys back there in the booth for the replays.
When I was fighting, I always tried to have a good exchange at the end of the round, so it gave the judges time to think about when they went to the scorecards.
And how much do you think that plays in the last couple seconds of the round? Do you think it really does factor in that much?
I do, because that's the last thing. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, a long time to think about the whole time, so they sit the last second, and then they scored the round.
Well, guys, that's why we have UFC legend Matt Hughes in the booth with us here tonight, kind of giving us some insight into the mindset of the final seconds of a round. Here we go, third and final round of fight number 1 of the night. Joseph Morales and Isaiah January. Morales trying to find a front kick there. He's letting those hands go a little bit more. Maybe senses that he could be behind.
Yeah. He's giving that leg trouble too.
Eye poke.
Oh, we have a
unintentional. Look like Isaiah January. Got poked right in his left eye, it appears. Maybe not, maybe the right. Here's a look on the replay, again presented by Vintage Furniture. And yeah, that left hand of Joseph Morales just reaching out a little bit too far. Man, that's got to hurt, right? You can take a punch to the face, but getting poked in the eye is just a different level of pain.
And your eyes are so sensitive, so I hope that does affect him in the rest of this round.
Sure.
Yeah, and you being a wrestler too, Matt, like you see that a lot where a lot of guys will come in, looking for a takedown. Typically, they'll hold their hands out, and we've seen it a lot where they'll catch someone in the eye accidentally. And
that's just the sport, so it's going to happen, but I hope it's not bad. This fight's kind of interesting.
Well, the doctor has come out, taking a look at the eye of Isaiah January. I mean, I am a betting man. I'm gonna go ahead and bet this young man's gonna finish this fight. He's got to feel like he's ahead. He's just taking his time right now to get the eyes correct.
A little bit, so hopefully the doctor lets him move forward.
And how much does can that potentially impair you, right? Does it, could it make that much of a difference if you're only seeing out half of your eye?
It can, but it's going to be a little down for him because now he's thinking about his eye, and he's got more advantage going after him now. So it's down for him and good for him.
Sure. Makes sense. Well, sportsmanship there as we get the round going once again. 2.5 minutes left here in our first fight of the night. Both guys letting it fly a little bit here.
That was a low blow there. Isaiah's doing a good job of keeping his range and standing up and boxing and, staying just outside of that range of the punch, but then coming back and countering well, too.
Ooh, good uppercut there as Morales and January break. Final 90 seconds here of round number 3. Morales has done a pretty good job moving the head. The head movement's been pretty solid throughout.
That was interesting. It was interesting.
A nice little combination.
Yes, it was. Feinted a jab there, threw a kick, and then followed up with a hook. And we hadn't talked about it yet, but you look at Isaiah's front leg. The more that leg gets beat up, the less weight he can put on, which means the less power that punch has when he throws it.
Inside 1 minute. Not as much to draw from here in this third and final round. Both guys, from what I'm seeing here, this feels like January feels like he's ahead. He's protecting himself as much as possible. And you see Morales, trying to find a way to capitalize, but I think Isaiah January's done a good job here at the back end of this round, protecting a lead, potentially. Corner calling for him to give it to him. Let's see what the final 15 seconds have in store for us. There's a good right hand. Well, here it is. These are those final seconds you were talking about. Put something in the judge's mind. Who will land that last big blow? Couple good rights from Morales.
Be tough one to score for me. I wasn't looking at like a judge, so what do you think?
I would go. I would say I give 2 rounds to January.
Me too. That's where I'm at. I'm in round 1 and 2 belonging to Isaiah January, and then that third round, I thought Morales was just a little bit more active in that final round. January did land the big right with about 30 seconds left. There it is, right there, right on. Actually, that was the eye poke, and he landed a right there as well. So who knows? From my vantage point, I've got Isaiah January ahead a bit here. We'll let our judges get the card into the hands of Dynamite. And look, the cool thing about this is one of these guys is about to realize one of their childhood dreams. They're going to be a winner of an MMA match, and that's really cool, and that's what this is all about, especially at the amateur ranks, realizing some of your dreams, going out there to war and coming away and doing something that most people in this world will never do, Taking quite a while from the score this one, a little longer than normal, I would say. Dynamite working his way into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fast and furious mixed martial arts action, we are going to the judges' scorecard. Ladies and gentlemen, judge number 1 scores this bout 29-28, Morales. Judge number 2 scores this bout 29-28 for January. Your third and final judge has scored this bout 29-28 in favor of your winner by split decision. Fighting in the red corner, Isaiah January.
Isaiah January.
Here to perform our post-fight interviews tonight, North Louisiana's favorite fighter. Let's hear it for Quentin, the Hero Henry.
Isaiah, here with your winner, Isaiah January. Look, man, that fight started out fast. That guy came out there, came to bring it. It looked like you were able to slow the tempo down and kind of get him into your game. And then the fight just went from there. Is that kind of what your game plan was going into here?
I didn't know we was going to have interviews, man. This shit crazy.
Right? I'm kind of famous, too, so it makes it better.
Yeah. I didn't really have a game plan coming in. I just wanted to put a lot of pressure on him, and that was pretty much it.
Well, look, man, you come out of a great gym out of Shreveport. That was an awesome fight. I know it's hard to talk after you get done with these, trying to breathe and all. But, hey, awesome fight. Appreciate you starting us out right. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
So bad.
Here we go, fight fans, moving right along with your next bout of the evening. This fight goes down inside the AKA featherweight division. And now, please welcome your first fighter to the cage. Put your hands together for Parker Bruno.
An exciting fight between Isaiah January and Joseph Morales to start the night. Now it's Parker Bruno's turn. He'll be facing Elijah Powell here in just one moment. Parker Bruno fighting out of the Puro Azteca gym as well. He's a Houston, Texas product. Actually, he's out of Pearland, Texas. Coming in from the same gym as Joseph Morales. Has an 0-1 record as well. Coming in at 5'6" and 145 pounds. And we don't know too much about this Puro Azteca gym, but it's always cool for us to have a new gym come in here and compete, DJ.
Yeah, it is always fun because, you know, when you're at the amateur level, you have to kind of pull around. You don't want to just fight the same guys all the time from the same 2 or 3 gyms. So the fact that this promotion is pulling people from all over the states and get these guys a good fresh start is pretty great.
And you're right. It's such a good point because AKA this continues to grow. I mean, you know, look, I came here about 3 years ago, sitting in, doing some of this, and every event we get better fighters. We get bigger names like Matt Hughes in here. We get, you know, the production behind the scenes gets better and better, and you start to see better fighters. You start to see better gyms. You start to see just the growth in general, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for his opponent. Please welcome to the cage, Elijah Powell.
Easy Elijah Powell getting set to fight for the second time. We saw him here, I think, 2 cards ago, if I'm not mistaken.
It was in Monroe, yes.
Yeah, in Monroe, we saw him. Yeah, we saw him at the Monroe card. He's a Monroe boy, and actually, we learned something interesting that night. I believe his father was a Marine, or maybe his brother was a Marine. That's why you'll see here in a moment he's going to have the dog tags tattooed right there on his chest. And it is his father. It's Elijah's father. And it's a really cool story. This is a young man that's fighting for pride, fighting for himself and for his family as well. And he'll have a chance here tonight to chase down his first win. Here's a look at your tell of the tape presented by Sin Vodka. 25 years of age for Parker Bruno, 19 years of age for Elijah Powell. Powell with nearly a 6-inch height advantage, and he'll also be coming in with a 68-inch reach. So the height advantage is there for Powell, but not quite as much on the reach side. Both guys coming in at 68. And that's pretty rare, right? To see a guy that's 6 foot with the same reach as a guy that's 5'6".
I thought it was kind of the same numbers. If you're taller, you're going to be longer.
Yeah. If you have a guy that's 6 foot, but he has the same reach as a 5'6" guy, then he's actually going to be a little harder to reach that fella. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
That's a good point. Well, Elijah Powell getting set to step into the cage for his second time. A Pinnacle Martial Arts product out of Monroe, Louisiana. And I'll tell you what, he came into the last fight super confident.
Yeah, he did.
And I understand sometimes it doesn't go quite the way you expect it to, but I think we're going to see a better Elijah Powell here today. A young man that's confident.
Yeah.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of amateur mixed martial arts section inside the AKA featherweight division. This fight being brought to you by the Brangineers. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the Vital Brew Coffee blue corner. This man is a wrestler representing the Submission Boxing Academy. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, here is Parker Bruno. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Sin Vodka red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter representing the Pinnacle Martial Arts Academy. He stands 6 feet even, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Monroe, Louisiana, here is Easy Elijah Powell.
Elijah Powell, Parker Bruno, fight number 2. Moments away from getting going, and here we are. Well, you can immediately see Bruno gets the big takedown. Wow, right after it.
Now we see that jiu-jitsu working here.
Parker Bruno swarming early, now working
a rubber guard
on
now.
Elijah Powell. And this is where your expertise is at, Matt. What are you seeing from these guys?
I like the rubber guard because if you lock your guard, you just couldn't let it down there and take a beating.
It looks like he may, I mean, he could do a few things. He could set up a triangle here, transition to something like an arm bar or anything.
And if you have a closed guard before you can do anything, you got to open it.
Yeah, yeah.
Bruno's corner, calling for him to punish him.
He's doing a good job striking on the bottom.
He's got him leaking pretty good there from the bottom, too.
It looks
Not
like
sure if it's a nose or he's got a cut.
I don't think the top guy knows exactly what to do there.
No, at this level, too, this is his second fight. I mean, look at the jiu-jitsu he has. I mean, it's pretty advanced. I mean, holding this guy who's not so skilled maybe, you know, on top and not knowing really the transition here at this point.
Pretty good shot of the blood pouring out onto the chest of Elijah Powell. He's just continuing to work here from the bottom, and now Bruno pops out. Halfway through round 1, the blood is already pouring here, and Elijah Powell back to his feet. We'll see the stand-up game from these two guys.
Nice
Good jab there. Good knees, too, man.
Couple good knees and then a low blow. And again, that wasn't intentional. That's just one where both guys are trying to throw knees at the same time.
Both throwing knees, it's going to happen.
Yeah. That's your favorite feeling in the world, right, Matt? That's the first thing he told me.
I just thought about, I want to see him break trick him now.
and we're laughing about it, but it's super unfortunate. It happens to both guys, but it's a part of the sport, of course. I think, you know, everybody's been there at one point. We'll see if each guy can regain their bearings here. I mean, just right up the center from both guys. And it's almost unfortunate that it happens in round 1 because you can't even use it to like regain your, you know, you're still pretty fresh here in round 1. If it happens in round 3, you can take a little extra time, get a little strength back.
But you have some people that are in favor of taking that time, and some people see it as a disadvantage because you lose your momentum.
On both these guys, they both have some blood on them. Someone's bleeding, someone's dripping on the other one. Nice takedown.
Bruno's
bleeding.
Yeah.
Right back to the rubber guard here.
I think he must have caught him maybe with an elbow from the bottom early on and cut him open because I didn't see anything else that could have, you know, led to that.
Well, he was throwing some strikes in the bottom earlier on, and yeah, definitely caught him something. But Here again, we're right back in the same position as the first part of the round, and he's not going to advance much here if he doesn't know what to do. What would you suggest to break this guard, man?
Elbows down on the thighs.
Yeah.
Bruno.
My theory is don't make them break the guard, let them break the guard.
Yeah, gotcha.
Good flurry of punches there from Elijah Powell. Now the knee to the body. Right back to the body.
Elijah's doing a good job of using that height, throwing those knees when they're right there.
Both guys standing in the pocket and throwing now. Gotta love that exchange.
Elijah needs to dig for some underhooks here and move his opponent around. There we go.
I thought that was a clip out of Forrest Barn or Stephen Griffin where they're just throwing at each other.
Gotta love it, man. Great first round. That was a very long
first round. It does look like
round.
a mini Griffin Bonner fight, don't it? They're both bloody and just exchanging.
Here's a look back at your highlights of round number 1, presented by Vintage Furniture. Parker Bruno coming right out, getting the big takedown. And that's a great feeling right there when you slam somebody to the mat like that.
I've never seen someone, but if I did, I wanted to be like that. And I did it because I picked them up and I wanted to put them in front of my corner so I could hear my cornerman. And he couldn't hear his, but I did it because it mentally takes out of them.
Yeah.
It looks kind of demoralizing, right? It's just like, man, I just got thrown around like a rag doll. But a lot of credit to Elijah Powell. Battled right back, got right back into that fight, and showed some good stuff from the bottom. Had a nice exchange here at the back end of the round as well. We are ready for round number 2.
Round calling for his, his coach's calling for his jab right out.
Ooh.
Nice. Flying knee.
Another thing you don't see from a quick amateur there.
No.
Powell, he just feels very comfortable from this position. Is he just willing to take that?
Yeah, he's holding it, but he's not doing anything here. So, the judges see this, too, as inactivity. It depends on where we're at, but you're sitting here holding this guard, and your opponent's throwing strikes, and you're not. You got to do something. There, yep. He almost set that on board. I was talking about earlier.
You can't say it's the word here, bumping elbows, because I was excited about the arm attempt.
Yeah, those from the bottom are always beautiful.
Another unfortunate low blow here this time. From the bottom, Powell's kind of trying to kick up there and end up.
Did here. Oh.
Trying to push him away, pushed away in the wrong spot.
I said that was a push, not a kick.
Right.
Still not a place you want to get pushed, though, either. I don't care. Push, kick, punch, don't matter to me, man. One eye poke and a couple of cup checks early on.
And this is frustrating, too, when you're newer fighters and you're already nervous in here and you have everyone looking. You have time to stop and think and be in your head. But I do think it's also good for them because they, it's a lot of momentum and then a little slowdown, a little more momentum. Oh.
Bruno kind of lost his footing there. Powell ends up on top.
This is kind of interesting. He's on top now.
Yeah.
Gotta love the corners. They're getting into it over here. 90 seconds left here in round 2. These guys have been going to war already, man. This fight does not seem like it's in the middle of the second round.
No, it doesn't.
Good combination from Powell. Then he eats an uppercut.
Powell's doing a great job of countering, too. He may take a damage here and there. Oh, looking for the wizard there.
I thought he was about to go for the old, Kurt Angle suplex right there.
That was a good bar cigar to get him to the ground.
Yeah.
inside 60 seconds. This is actually a place that Elijah Powell was in quite a bit in his last fight. He worked from his back a lot.
And that's another thing you got to remember. These guys may have a lot of jiu-jitsu experience, but at the same time, this is not a jiu-jitsu tournament. You got to move around. You got to strike. You got to finish your opponent. His corner's calling for him to get up. They don't need to sit there.
And when I was fighting, I always thought the best defense for armbar is a punch to the face.
Yes, sir.
Because it's not a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yeah. Well, that happens though, right? You have a lot. You spend so much time just grappling that you get caught up in it and forget that, hey, we can punch each other in the face.
Final 10 seconds. Bruno. And again, you go back to it. What do the judges see at the end of the round? Well, they see Bruno on top once again, like what you've seen.
And it's funny, judges, you score the guy on top of the winning.
Here's your highlights presented by Vintage Furniture. There's that flying knee, and he caught him. He got it under the chin, didn't connect 100%, but there's no doubt that was a beautiful flying knee. And so, is that what I'm seeing? Is Powell understands? Hey, I'm longer, I'm taller. I'm going to try and find an advantage here, and he seems to be trying that quite often.
I think so.
Yeah, he's been using that length as far as it's definitely throwing those knees in the clinch and stuff. Then he has really good boxing too, man. He throws those jabs and his hooks and they look great with combos, not just one punch.
This is from the end of the round, final 15 seconds or so. Want to say a big thank you to our ring girls, presented to us by Sin Ultra Premium Vodka. Thank you to Kylie and Gloria. They've been with us for our last 3 events. They're doing a heck of a job. Here we go, third final round. What's an adjustment if you're Elijah Powell right now that you need to make?
It'll be for me to say I like breaks because the corner can come in and tell me what to do. So we'll see what the corner said.
And see if he listens.
Bruno pushes Powell up against the cage, a little inside knee.
You see his corner's calling for a crossface and puts the head away. You know, that's what we're talking about. That's another thing with the amateur. A lot of times you don't hear your corner, you know, it's still fresh.
Good right hook from Powell, kind of caught him behind the ear a bit. Bruno goes for the high kick, loses his footing, but he's able to scramble pretty quickly.
Elijah's doing a great job of keeping him at a dominant position here.
Dang it. He had a good mouth for a second, but he lost it.
Yeah. Now this is something where Elijah's going to have to make a move. He can't lay here flat on his back like this.
Trying to find a way from underneath the pressure of Parker Bruno.
But Bruno's been looking for that, you know, pressure, and he's actually applying it now. You know what I mean? He was digging for it there for a while, but he's put it down now.
Just over 60 seconds left. Time to start making that move right now, especially if you're Elijah Powell. For the most part in this fight, Parker Bruno's been on top. And I think if you're Powell, you got to find a way to slip out here and get some damage. Telling him to get to his side and slip out. But right now, it's just Parker Bruno. And look, this is the end of the fight, man. There's not a whole lot left in the tank. You're digging for every little bit that you have to try and find some energy.
Well, Bruno's doing a good job of continuing to strike, not just laying there. You know what I mean? Just like we talked about earlier, the judges see that. They see him on top and throwing strikes.
when I was fighting, I always want my cornerman to tell me exactly what to say or what to do, because I heard cornerman to say, be a warrior, and that's a stupid thing for to me. Let him throw a punch.
Exactly.
Just be technical, but don't say stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I wake up and tell myself every morning in the mirror. Be a warrior. And I'll tell you what, hey, these 2 guys right here, warriors as well. Yes. Great second fight. You saw a lot of wrestling right there in fight number 2. Pretty tough for me to score. I probably have Parker Bruno ahead just a little bit more. The takedowns. He spent a lot of time on top, a lot of time in control. Here's a look back at round 3 highlights, presented once again by Vintage Furniture. But there was some really good moments on the feet as well for Elijah Powell. You saw a nice little left. There's the hook that kind of caught him behind the ear just a bit of it. There were good moments in this fight for each fighter.
Yeah, we're going to see how the judges score this one.
And in this moment right here, what you're seeing, that's just scrambling, figure it out, just find a way.
I was a little disappointed in that scramble. He led in the mountain, then lost it kind of quick.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a lack of energy or what. If he just said, okay, I'm done right here. But yeah, typically when you're in that situation, you got to keep it moving.
Dynamite stepping into the cage. He's got your results of fight number 2.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, returning to our judges' scorecard after this fantastic featherweight bout. Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges have seen this fight the same way, therefore declaring your winner by unanimous decision. Fighting out of the blue corner, Parker Bruno.
Parker Bruno picking up his first win as an amateur. And really, he just came back to control, man. He spent so much time on top there that I think the judges ultimately felt he did enough to take home the unanimous decision.
He's frustrated with the loss, but I can understand that. He just needs to know he needs to put a little more out there.
Yeah, tough one right there for Elijah Powell, but he'll continue to compete. He's a heck of a young man, and he'll be back.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, moving right along with your next bout of the evening. This fight will go down inside the AKA light heavyweight division. And now, put your hands together and welcome your first fighter to the cage. Let's hear it for Leonard Fentress.
Leonard Fentress III. They call him Deadshot. I like it. I like it. A whole lot. I bet you like that, don't you?
I like his walkout song.
Heck yeah.
Coming out to Sweet Dreams, and he's going to be trying to put somebody to sleep here tonight. Show them some sweet dreams. Matt Hughes likes the puns. This will be the debut for Fentress. So he'll be stepping into the cage for the first time. And, man, I can only imagine that feeling, right? You put in the practice, you do a lot of jiu-jitsu, there's those moments, but this moment where it's like, man, I'm about to do something that I've never done before. Like, this is what I've been preparing for. I can only imagine that's a feeling that most people will never understand, Matt.
He can relax and just think about things, because in the fighting world, sometimes you need to think about it. Sometimes you need to react as quick as you can.
Good point. Good point. In the corner for Fentress will be Chris Anthony Van Stewart and Clay Moses. He's got a white, so his gym name is White Label Jiu-Jitsu. Fighting out of Ruston, Louisiana. I spent a lot of time in Ruston, Louisiana. I was a Bulldog once upon a time.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for his opponent. Please welcome to the cage, Brandon Hill.
Now, here's a cool story. Brandon Hill has worked for AKA, basically like a stage hand, essentially the best way to describe it. And he's now out here getting set to compete. He won his last fight, made his debut at the last card. I think it was a first-round knockout.
It was early. Yeah, maybe 20-second knockout.
Yeah, like a 20-second knockout, put the dude out. And Brandon Hill back again here to fight Fentress. Yeah, he was the stage manager, and he's now grown into the cage manager.
So are you saying someone could go to sleep here?
Somebody could go to sleep. Somebody better go to sleep here. We got sweet dreams going on. I walk alone, which means he's walking out of the cage alone. I want to see somebody go to sleep.
I do too.
And I'll tell you what, last card we had, Matt, we had a lot of, like every fight was a finish, man. A submission or a knockout. At some point tonight, we're going to have some of those fireworks as well. Tell you a little bit more about Brandon Hill. He's a Bossier City product, fighting out of the compound. He'll have Blake Franklin and Brent Mason in his corner, and those are just two of the more notable names in town, DJ.
Yeah, man. He also has Chad Leonhardt, too, who fought for Bellator as a great wrestler. So well-rounded camp and a tough kid, man. Well, I've known him for a few years now since he's working for the promotion, and he's just ready to bang. I told him yesterday, I said, do I expect a TKO? He said, yes, sir. I said, okay, let's do it, man.
I like you did something. I don't even think you know what you did. What? You called him BJ.
Did I? You got it in my head.
Man.
Do you notice that?
I did.
Is this on the radio or?
It's on, so right now, live on Facebook, UFC Fight Pass, live at 9 o'clock, guys. Join us here, UFCFightPass.com, live at 9 o'clock.
They can't see us?
They can't see us currently, no.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of amateur mixed martial arts section inside the AKA light heavyweight division. This fight is being brought to you by J&J's Bargain Auto Bard. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the Vital Brew Coffee blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist representing white label Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 201 pounds. Fighting out of Ruston, Louisiana, here is Deadshot Leonard Fentress. And now, introducing his opponent. Fighting out of the Sin Vodka red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist representing the compound of Shreveport. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Bossier City, Louisiana, here is Brandon Hill.
Here we go. Brandon Hill and Leonard Fentress. Second time in the cage for Hill. He's 1-0. The debut here for Fentress. Fentress immediately comes out with some big
Swinging
lefts.
wide, though, man. You got to watch this.
That's a nice right hand.
Brandon did a great job to catch that leg and throw a counter.
Good jab there from Hill, right up the middle.
And Hill didn't get a chance last time to really get a punch thrown at him. You know what I mean? So here we're going to see a little bit more, of an actual fight.
You can see with Fentress, there's a lot of power there. It's a little bit wild, not quite refined, but man, there's some power behind those punches. Switching to the southpaw stance, switching it back and forth here. And that's not something you see as much from the amateurs, constantly, flipping around. Southpaw.
Well, Hill's got some intensity, too. You look at his eyes, man. He's focused. I'm getting excited about these guys and the experience that they have, even though they don't have a lot of fights, that they're moving around and actually in the game, heads in the game. He's got to be careful dropping those hands like that if he throws those punches, though.
And his corner should be telling him that.
I believe they just called for it. Keep your hands up.
Keep your hands up, the exact words out of the mouth from the corner. Fentress is throwing from some really weird angles here, too. That left hand lands as they break apart.
And here again, we got single punches, you know what I mean? If you follow it up with your combination right behind that power punch, then typically that may be the end-all be-all. But it takes a few fights for people to get used to that,
Big left. That one stunned Hill. That one got him right there. He was.
I'm looking, we got a southpaw versus a conventional. And with that, you need to throw your power punch, because your jabs just hit the other hand.
Yeah, you're just basically just walking jab to jab at that point. And it is hard, too, sometimes, because I was always right-handed. If you've never really sparred a lot of southpaws, it is very frustrating when you get in the cage with one.
And when you spar with the southpaw, watch out for your liver.
Yes.
Brandon Hill with a nice combination.
See if he can finish it here. He's got him hurt.
Looking for the finish.
He's got to keep throwing those punches, man. This is not when you stop.
Both guys have landed a couple big blows here. Man, I'll tell you what, Brandon Hill's got a look of intensity on his face.
Yes, sir,
man.
he does. He's here to do business.
That's also how he stage manages, man. Just that same exact look. Okay. Wow, I thought the cage was about to fall down here. Now Ventures looking for it. Brandon Hill snuck a right.
Nice way to end that round.
That's the fireworks we've been waiting on, man. The big boys bringing the blows here in round number 1 of fight number 3. Taking a look back at your Vintage Furniture highlights. There's that big left hand early, and you can kind of see it from Vintage. It's wild, but man, there's some power back there. Great job by Hill to catch the kick. Landed the right, followed it up with a jab.
That was a good one there.
Ventures has to be very careful with these kicks. You've seen 3 different times in that first round where either caught it or it reversed it into something that was negative for Ventures.
So right now the paper can't see us. Is that right? Yeah. So you people that can't see us right now, just know the owners wanted me to come in and pass go, but these 2 guys don't want me to come in because I'm so much better looking than
Yeah, he is. Man, you make us look ugly.
I need to get you out of here, man. I like being confident and the cool guy, and you're here stealing my thunder, man. I'll tell you right now, both of these guys got to feel pretty confident. They both had a good round 1 right there. Ventures came out flying. Hill did a good job of countering.
That's what you were calling for, Matt. He led with that right that time. He's listened to his corner. They said something.
And Leonard, I don't think he figured out he wants to go southpaw convention because he switched it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this fight has gone about 10 times longer for Brandon Hill than it did the first time.
Yes, sir.
Man, he finished his opponent, and it was about, I think, 18, 20 seconds, somewhere right in that area.
Yeah.
It's a big right.
There you go.
Ventures right back to his feet now, looking for the takedown.
And we hadn't talked about this, but Hill does have some jiu-jitsu experience too.
Well, and I would assume that Fentress has a little bit as well, you know, being out of white label jiu-jitsu. Yeah, and he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner, so both of these guys with a bit of jiu-jitsu in the bag.
Interesting how he has his legs right now.
Key lock, is that what he's going for?
Yeah, I believe so. I couldn't hear him.
And folks, as you watch this, just know the bottom guy has got to break his legs before he does anything, so I'm not a close guard fan at all.
Yeah, and you see this too. You don't see it a lot in amateurs, but you do see it in pro with that closed guard, and that guy on top usually sets up and throws those hammers, man.
And that guy on bottom is just going to sit and pick up a beating.
Yeah. Oh.
Strong
right from the bottom there.
Yeah.
Mouth.
Yeah. Now we've got Mount here to see what he's going to do.
We got a tall guy with mouth, which could be problems.
Yeah, he definitely needs to bridge up and move some around, separate those hips and make a move here, push for half guard, push for something. Can't just lay there flat.
There's
a space right there. Should have dug that knee in.
I thought he was going to go for triangle for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Not quite as advanced as you, Matt, you know?
If that's fine, just sit back and throw slugs.
Sure. That's the way I do it, you know. Final 20 seconds left here, round number 2 with Ventures on top.
And this is another thing. Brandon's sitting here taking punches. If you notice his opponent has a hip separation, he can slide a leg in and kind of move out, push for a half guard or something, or even a bridge to roll. Don't want to let this Ventures sit here on top like this at the end of the round.
At the end of the round, the judges see this.
Exactly.
It's very bad for him.
Yeah.
great first 2 rounds, though. I mean, ton of fireworks in round 1.
Yep.
That one right there belonged to Fentress in my book.
Yep.
I mean, he gets the takedown, pretty much in control the majority of that. There was an early shot right here from Brandon Hill, though. That's a big right hand. And we talked about it last time, man. Those leg kicks right now, he's seeing them, he's diagnosing them, and that's twice in a row, man. If I'm Fentress, stop. You've done nothing successful with it. You're doing a great job with the hands.
That was a good right hand. Knocked him down.
Yeah, that was the biggest right of the round. To go back to your point about the mindset of seeing what you saw at the end of the round, I forgot that big shot right there from Brandon Hill landed. It kind of can erase that part of the middle of the round whenever you finish the last 2 minutes or last minute and a half, whatever, on top. Well, let's see what these 2 warriors have for round number 3. Fentress hyping up his side. Yeah, I don't know how to score this one right now, to be honest with you, thinking back.
I'd say both round 1-1, you know. You tasted that hook there.
With that trip, I hope the mask not getting slick out there.
Yeah, you're right. That does happen. People don't think about that. But yeah, sweat, blood, and sometimes it's hard to keep that base.
There it is again. Throws a kick. Catches it. There's a big right hand from Hill.
You got to finish this, man. You throw that hard punch, and then you back up, you know.
Quick glance at the clock right there from Fentress. He's checking. Every time, man, he's throwing a kick, and Hill is just seeing it. He's capitalizing every single time.
You hear his corner calling, saying you got to follow that up. When he's hurting with one punch, he's not throwing, you know, a multiple combination behind that. And
it looks like he's slapping him.
Yeah.
I guess it's a backhand or
I'm
something.
not sure what that is. It looks like Hill may be a little tired here, too. This is his first 3-round fight, you know. He's in that 3rd round, tired, been throwing bombs the whole fight. I can see that. Those hands are low. Fentress still seems like he's moving agile, you know, has a little bit more energy on him.
And you got to wonder how much being on bottom that last round, you know, how much that drained the energy as well.
It definitely does.
Approaching the final 60 seconds of this fight between Brandon Hill and Leonard Fentress.
I think Brandon's just looking for that one punch. Fentress is scoring right now, though. The judges see it.
You're absolutely right. Brandon, he's just trying to set the tee up right now. Yeah, you're right. You can see that he's tired, but he's just eating those leg kicks at the moment. Great stuff from the booth back there.
You got it. You know, if the same thing we keep seeing every round. Like you throw that one power punch, but you're not following it up. And that power punch is working, man.
Hill searching for the big one. Fentress trying to keep his distance. Brandon kind of laughed that one off a little bit. And that will do it.
I'm kind of interested to see how the judges scored.
Yeah.
Me too. Look, I would not want to be a judge scoring this one. Each guy had some big moments. Let's kind of talk about Fentress here for a second, man. So, some good power. It felt like he's not quite refined enough yet. You know, throwing off balance a few too many times. Some of the leg kicks didn't quite work in his favor. But there's some real power right there. You can tell a raw athlete that could grow into something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have a lot of cardio. He has good cardio. I mean, he's held up every single round. He didn't look like he was tired at the end of the round. When he's in a position to have control, he's kept control.
And we got to give some big-time credit to Brandon Hill right there, man. A couple big knockdowns, and those knockdowns may be enough to get this fight done.
If I had to guess, I say it will, but
I do too.
I'm good. I'm just a commentator. This looks good between you two guys.
I've got Hill ahead by just a little bit myself. I think the knockdowns, especially the one that he got there in the third round, I think that'll end up being the deciding factor. I had it 1-1 after the first two, and Brandon Hill getting it done right there in the third, my personal opinion. You know, I'm UFC legend Tyler Moody, 9-time.
What's your title again?
Tyler Not So Dangerous Moody.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of heavy-handed light heavyweight action, we are returning to the judges' scorecard. Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges have seen and scored this fight the same way. Therefore, declaring your winner by unanimous decision. Fighting out of the blue corner, Deadshot Leonard Fentress.
Well, I'm a little surprised that I didn't see that as a unanimous decision.
Yeah, I agree. I would call split decision either way. That's on the judges. You hear a lot of booing in the crowd, but, you know, it is what it is. If it goes to the judges, you don't know what's going to happen.
And that's one thing I tell young fighters, don't let the judges decide, because sometimes they don't see this is a fight you just fought.
Yeah.
Here we go, fight fans, moving right along with your next bout of the evening. This fight goes down inside the bantamweight division. And now, please welcome your first fighter to the cage. Put your hands together for Han Hee Kim.
Well, they call him Genghis Kim. Han Hee Kim, a freestyle fighter, fighting out of Arlington, Texas. He'll be representing the Gym and the Armada fight team. Just 22 years of age is Han Hee Kim, standing in at 5'6", weighing in at 135 with a 65-inch reach. He is 1-1 in his career as an amateur. What age did you start fighting, Matt?
I was out of college, so probably 22, 23. And I went to school, I went to college long enough to be a doctor or lawyer, because I just, too much fun.
Hey, I'm sure a lot of us listening and watching can agree with that.
I think you got your
And
doctorate
relate.
in wrestling, though, right?
I went to school for 2 reasons. My major was women, and my minor was having a good time with my brothers.
Nothing wrong with that,
So,
man.
women and wrestling.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in this place can probably
Relate, for
vibe
sure.
with that right now, for sure. So here's Han Hee Kim. Interested to see what he'll have in store here for Tiernan O'Donovan. We've seen O'Donovan fight before. This will be my first time to see Han Hee Kim.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for his opponent. Please welcome to the cage, Tiernan O'Donovan.
Tiernan O'Donovan's Monroe, Louisiana product. He's one of those Gracie Jiu-Jitsu boys from North Monroe. Coming in at 28 years of age, 5'7", 135 pounds with a 64-inch reach. He is 0-1. He'll have Jesse Butler, Josh Lee, and Hank Hamilton in his corner. So, I've never heard it called North Monroe either. Normally West Monroe. I've never heard of just North Monroe, but there we go. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu out of Monroe. We do know that that is the most notable camp in the Monroe area, man. They do a great job over there. I mean, what more can you say about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, you know? What can you say about it?
Those Gracies look so good. I'll beat the price in the UFC.
What's it like fighting one of them, man?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
In my UFC career, Hoist was my easiest fight.
Really?
When I took him down, you can see in the fight, I stopped for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, this guy's gonna get me in some crazy move I've never seen or heard before. Then 35 seconds go by, and I'm like, this old man's got nothing for me.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of amateur mixed martial arts section inside the AKA bantamweight division. This fight is brought to you by Bojack's Craft House. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the Vital Brew Coffee blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter representing the Gym of Arlington. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Arlington, Texas, by way of Seoul, South Korea, here is Han-hee Gangas Kim. And now, introducing his opponent. Fighting out of the Sin Vodka red corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner representing Gracie Jiu-Jitsu of North Monroe. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Monroe, Louisiana, here is Tiernan O'Donovan.
Well, Tiernan O'Donovan has brought some fans with him here tonight. Big ovation as he gets set to fight Han-hee Kim. We are underway with our fourth fight here on the undercard. Both guys trying to fill each other out here. 0-1 record for O'Donovan, 1-1 for Kim.
That was rough, yeah. That's going to be, oh, he's hanging in there. He's hanging in there. I thought the ref was going to stop it there.
Good job by the ref, because both these fighters can keep going.
Yeah.
And I actually don't think it hurt Kim as much as it looked like it. It stumbled him enough for O'Donovan to take advantage, but now Kim has worked back up. He's got a bit of a position here up against the fence. Good job by O'Donovan fighting it off. Got him in a guillotine here.
Standing guillotine at that.
It looks like
he's out, sir. That's it. He's out.
Tiernan O'Donovan
submission.
Puts the lights out for Han-hee Kim. Standing guillotine.
My first loss was ended the same way.
So walk us through that then, right? So as you've been there before, man. What's that like when you're trying to fight that, but the lights are going out?
I tried to take my opponent down, and he got me in that, and he choked me out. I didn't know exactly what he had, and then I went to the ground. The next thing the ref told me, I look up at the ref and I say, if you hear, I've lost. And we laughed a little bit, but I'm no loser, and I didn't like that a bit.
Well, here's a look at your vintage furniture highlights. It's going to be capped off by this standing guillotine here in a moment. There's the high kick that dropped Kim. The right hand. Big flurry of lefts from O'Donovan. And right here, I thought Kim was going to recover. I really did. But Tiernan O'Donovan just turned up the heat.
And that's just pure strength right there. I mean, he just locked the guillotine in and just pulled hard.
Well,
so quick that, you know, it cut it off.
And you can see he's got no defense in there. So,
I mean, he's out right there. Great job by the ref, though.
O'Donovan's strong, too, man. You can see he got some real power.
That was a good win.
Well, there's your first finish of the night. It belongs to Tiernan O'Donovan as he picks up his first win as an amateur via standing guillotine in the first round.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stoppage to the action at 1 minute 15 seconds in round number 1, declaring your winner, Tiernan O'Donovan.
Well, we have reached the best part of the undercard, a title fight at 185 pounds between Tyler Flores and Chris Williams.
Chris, he's a game opponent, tough, really athletic guy, you know. So that's why I really want that challenge, something I could prove myself with, you know, have that good challenge against somebody who's a game opponent. I know I'm fighting a more experienced, good opponent who's going to give me a good challenge. You know, it's not some debuter or some guy who's upside down record. You know, he has that belt for a reason, so it's going to be a good fight.
I work hard. I do what I need to do. I'm focused. Anything I put my mind to, I get it done. I mean, the biggest thing that I like about fights is just the competition aspect of it. So I'm hoping that he brings the best out of me, and I hope I can do the same for him.
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 5 rounds of amateur mixed martial arts section for the AKA Middleweight Championship. And now, please welcome your first fighter to the cage. He is the challenger. Let's hear it for Tyler Flores.
Tyler T. Flo Flores. He'll be fighting out of College Station, Texas. Got a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Comes in with a 5-2 record as an amateur, 6'4", 185 pounds with a 76-inch reach. He'll have a Bubba Bush and Neo Mino in his corner. Let's talk about title fights, Matt. First time you got in the cage for the title. Was there a different feel? Was there something different in the air that time?
No, and I was always good about being able to hit my corner, and I'm sorry. I can hear the crowd, but I could really concentrate on my corner, so I was a good guy in there because I did whatever they said. But my first title fight was Carlos Newton, and I knocked him out. And after the title fight, I jumped out of the octagon. I hugged Jim forward because he's come to. I jump back in, and Carlos is still laying dead on the canvas. I mean, he was out for a couple minutes.
Well, I'm hoping that Tyler Flores or Chris Williams is going to come give me a hug here in a minute after they win the title, too. Right now, middleweight title on the line between Flores and Williams. Really looking forward to this one. These are two amateurs that may not be amateurs for too much longer after this one. When you get a title opportunity at the amateur ranks, it means people are paying attention. It means you got that professional aspiration. And here tonight, Flores and Williams are going to...
Bossier City, show your love for his opponent. Here is Chris Williams.
Here's a familiar face if you've been around Shreveport, Louisiana, Chris Williams. A product of the compounds. He'll have, again, Brent Mason, Chad Leinhart, and Blake Franklin in his corner. And really looking forward to this one, man. Williams is a guy that just keeps growing. He's now 6-3 as an amateur, but we just continue to watch him grow and grow. Fight after fight. Real quick, here's a look at your Sid Von Catella, the tape. 1 year the elder is Tyler Flores. He's got a 3-inch height advantage, but a 3-inch reach advantage in favor of Chris Williams. And DJ, you're a guy that's had a chance to see Chris Williams fight a bit here.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fighting for a few years here locally, you know, had his way, you know, I think he's had a pretty fair amount of good matchups and has some good losses, some bad losses, some good wins, you know what I mean? So it's going to be exciting to see him, you know, go after this and do his thing tonight.
Well, he's the number 2 ranked amateur in the state of Louisiana, and he'll have a chance to become the top guy in the middleweight division here today if he can take care of Tyler Flores. Just moments away from our main event here on the undercard. Chris Williams' last fight, he's on a 3-game winning streak. He fought Nathan Blennerhassett. That was back at AKA 14. That was my first event back.
Yes.
So he took care of Blennerhassett there, who, by the way, Blennerhassett was a body, man. That dude was built. And Williams came out and took care of business. He beat Donovan Beard and then Ernest Singleton to start off his little win streak that he's on. He's won 3 out of his last 4 on a 3-fight win streak.
go, fight fans. 5 rounds for the AKA Amateur Middleweight Championship. This fight being brought to you by Priority Roofing. And now, introducing your first fighter, the challenger. Fighting out of the Vital Brew Coffee blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist coming to you tonight with an amateur record of 5 wins and 2 defeats. He is representing Brazos Valley MMA. Standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of College Station, Texas, here is Tyler T. Flores. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Sin Vodka red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist coming to you tonight with an amateur record of 6 wins and 3 defeats. Representing the Compound. He stands 6 feet even, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Shreveport, Louisiana, he is the current, reigning, defending, AKA Amateur Middleweight Champion. Here is Chris Williams. Your referee in charge of the action when the cage door closes, Mr. Basil Bam Bam Mashub.
Chris Williams ready to defend his middleweight title here against Tyler Flores. We are underway. Flores says, no, we're not touching gloves.
I kind of like that. It's business now.
Well, right to the business here. Middleweight championship on the line. Little footwork right there out of the big man Flores.
Flores already seems to have his reach established this early, you know what I mean? Chris is going to have to get inside and do some work.
Williams looking for the jab. Right back to it. And that's big early, right? Using the jab to establish that distance, that range, trying to figure out, hey, what is my range?
Yeah.
Yes, because if you can touch him with the jab, your cross is right there.
Yep.
Good sharp jab from Flores. Williams to the body.
Good level change there. Throwing the body and throwing the head.
And it's funny, we have 2 southpaws.
Yeah.
And they seem to be mirroring each other through so much of this fight early on. Halfway through round 1. They're both UPS drivers.
Interesting.
No, this is information I just got from the booth. So we got a battle of the boxes right now, man. I love it. Who will be the top UPS driver in the area?
You see some red there on the stomach of Flores already.
What can Brown do for you? I love it, man. By the way, shout out to the booth. They always drop such good things in my ear. They make me sound good. It's not me, guys. It's the booth. See what Williams can do.
What's your opinion on that takedown attempt, Matt?
It's good because he's got him against the cage, and I always felt the cage was my partner, so I wanted people there so he can body lock or inside trip. Now he's got some distance.
Williams looking for a flying knee. It's going to be tough to get up to 6'3" Tyler Flores.
Yeah, I think his direction of pushing for that, takedown and, grinding is probably the better choice here.
Williams was throwing a bit wild right there. Flores stepped out of the way. Decent sportsmanship. Didn't want to touch the gloves, but the guys have definitely showing some respect in there. Kind of a bit of a slower first round versus what we just saw in our last fight, and that's, that feeling out process. A look at your vintage furniture highlights. There's the jab early by Flores, backing him up. Williams to the body, looking for the body.
We'll see what their corners call for. I feel like Williams needs to, he needs to work that body, get inside like he's trying to do. I think he knows what he needs to do here. For Flores, I'm not sure what they're calling for, but I mean, it seems to be stand up is his, primary focus there. Good job of getting him off the cage too, though.
Williams getting some last second instructions here as we get set to start round number 2.
Now with them both getting answers from the corner, it should be 2 different fighters out there. So this will be interesting.
And that minute right there is so important, right? Especially after the first round.
It is, and I had my main coach, Pat Miller, talk to me, and had my brother behind me just talking confidence. Pat's so good with technical stuff.
Let's see which one of the guys is able to make the adjustment and take the upper hand here in round number 2. AKA amateur middleweight title on the line.
He's coming hard with that right hand. With the left hand, so they're southpaws.
Williams started to pump that jab but never put it out there. I'm not sure he's trying to set something up, set up a body shot. I'm not sure we're going to see.
There's a nice left hand across the chin.
We've heard that all night, right? We hear the corner over there again, multiple shots, not just one punch.
And it's something you pointed it out the last fight, and I'm seeing it so much more. The amateurs, it's just it's one shot. Maybe
it's just a lack of fights, man. One of those things where you get in there, and as you see them, advance to the pro level, you're going to see punches and bunches. I mean, you're going to see what's effective to win.
Well, here's Flores trying to
nice little combination.
Get a combination going. Uppercut slips through for Williams. Good head movement there. As Williams ducks out of the way, the left.
I'm not sure if the hesitance is up. There we go. There's the push for that takedown we're looking for.
Once again, though, good takedown defense by Flores.
Yeah. He's still digging for that single leg.
Is it going for a key lock on the?
I can't see his arm. I don't think so. Now he's pushing for the double leg here. This is what we need. There we go. Good takedown by Williams. He earned that one, Matt.
He did a good job, though. He deserves that.
And it looks like he might have that wrist.
Yeah, he does.
Trapped
pinned down there.
Yeah, trapped underneath. Might be able to land a few left hands here to close out the round.
Is he? What is? I thought he almost tapped the mat there for a second, man.
Probably the biggest moment of the fight thus far. You get the takedown, scored a little bit on top.
Yeah.
And this is a big round for him.
Big round for Chris Williams. It felt like round 1 could have gone either way. It was that feeling out round. Neither guy did much in round 1, but Williams comes away with the takedown. Gets a little bit of ground and pound going there towards the end. Landed some less.
A little GMP. I call it GMP ground and pound.
Oh, okay.
GMP.
Oh, okay, GMP. I like it.
GMP.
GMP, yeah. I confuse it because I've been calling him PJ.
It's okay. We're in Louisiana,
looking for PJ.
Matt. We don't get our words and letters right sometimes.
I didn't know he's so much of a virgin. I'm going to save you into the railroad break time.
We'll see what happens. We're going to find out, guys. I'm going to try and survive the night here.
And I'm going to have so much fun.
I'm the one that's scared. He's knocked out BJ Bean, and he keeps calling me BJ.
BJ, our good friends now.
That's awesome.
Again, I want to say a big thank you to Sin Vodka for being a sponsor of AKA, and also to Kylie and Gloria, our ring girls. Here we go. Third round, Flores and Williams.
Brown calling for that push early, which I agree. I mean, he needs to establish it immediately and start pushing for what he was working for at the end of that last round.
Nice hook there.
Corner. Saying he's tired, let's advance, let's take advantage here. I think both guys maybe feeling a bit in the gas tank right now.
Yeah, third round, they've been moving both times. It looks like Williams may be a little tired here for sure. Reaching for that hip there.
Take down.
Yeah.
The intensity getting turned up a little bit here, though.
I forget where I'm at, and then I hear stuff like that.
Oh, man.
The corner definitely emphatic over here.
Well, I'll say this. Flores is throwing more combinations, more punches, more kicks. Williams seems to be a bit frustrated, looking to try to, looking for a hip, trying to get a takedown.
And that punch right there showed you how tired he is.
Yeah, I mean, look, right here, this is a dominant position typically for Williams on the ground, and he's moving a little slow. Just got taken down.
And he's not in the guard, so this could be bad for Williams.
Flores.
This is right on top of him, man. Look, he's got one boot in there, looking to get another one. We're just going to get a little ground and pound here.
The
G&P, man. Williams needs to do something here. He's got to protect his face. He's got to get up. He's got to roll out. He cannot sit here and take these punches consecutively like this, especially at the amateur level. They'll stop it quicker than they would a pro.
And a lifetime with 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Good way to come out the back door there.
Kind of unorthodox.
Yes. Definitely an interesting way to come out there. I haven't seen that before, but it worked.
Couple knees there. Land for Flores.
I like this right here. Williams is digging for a hard uppercut in this clinch, which is different. But he's still got to control this round.
Let's see one of those uppercuts. I want to see one of those uppercuts now.
Yes.
Good fight and all.
Yes, sir. That was a good round right there.
Here's a look at your highlights presented by Vintage Furniture here in round number 3.
You see how he leapt in, then feinted a punch, and they did that inside leg kick. Now you can see where this is where we're talking about at the beginning of the fight. He's approaching that pro level. You don't see amateurs walking in the cage early like we have earlier tonight, do combinations and stuff like that.
Well, we're getting set to step into those championship rounds here. How does your mindset change whenever you've fought so many 3-round fights and now, here's round number 4? What are you telling yourself? Is it like conserve some energy, or what's the thought?
My thought is I always try to say this is just practice. So I didn't get myself caught in which round. I just practiced. So when I fought a bunch of cornermen and we made like practice. So my corner and my team was my family, so I brought my family with me.
Makes sense. Well, here we go, championship rounds, round number 4 here. Middleweight title on the line between Flores and Williams. Chris Williams trying to protect his gold.
Lock and roll. That's how he gets, Chris. Circle, outside foot. Chris, give it a thought. You got that.
This corner's calling them circle, and that's good advice there. Instead of just going straight in and straight out, he needs to create an angle. That's good right there.
Hey, tight him. 1-1, Chris. 1-1. I need a jab. Circle outside the hand. We gotta go, Chris.
Chris's corner calling for the jab, and his
There you go. Push it, Chris.
he slowed down a bit. versus early on.
Yeah, for sure. And Flores is still, he seems to still have some gas in the tank. He's throwing good combos. He's just not quite looking for a finish on, on the feet, it doesn't seem like.
Can it give you a boost in your gas tank when you look across and you see the other guys tiring?
Of course. When I was in a fight and Pat Tish was cornering me, he'd come in the octagon and he looked at me, looked at my cornerman, looked at me, looked at my cornerman, and he said, they're doing over there. I said, no. He said, they're putting him back together. And that really pumped me up.
Heck yeah.
I like it. They're putting him back together.
That is very accurate, too. That's a great way to explain it.
I love it.
Simple and straight to the point.
90 seconds left here in the 4th round, scheduled for 5 rounds.
That was against Carlos Newton, the second fight in England. Look at him, they're putting him back together. Just really uplifting, gave me a bunch of energy.
I don't know what that feels like. I've never torn anybody apart quite, so maybe later tonight.
Williams pushed for a slight takedown attempt there. May still be battling for one here. Good clinch, though. I like to use those uppercuts he was using earlier. But here's the knee, too. And that's another thing about Flores. He's got the length, so those knees they're right there.
And when it threw that, hit the back of the head. So if it would have pulled down a little harder, it would have made that knee come up higher.
Yes. That's one thing a lot of people don't talk about when you have that clinch is pulling that head into that knee, not just throwing that knee.
Flores won his last fight in the 3rd round via knockout. Same thing can be said for Williams. They're both coming off knockout wins.
Right now, Williams seems very, very tired. He took that one punch and didn't even hold it. Digging for a takedown again here, which he needs to for this round. Not quite going to get it.
Gonna have to dig deep here going into round number 5.
And that's hard mentally when you go for a takedown and you get kind of close and you don't. So that's disheartening for him to not get his takedown. He tried for.
So much energy too. Using so much energy this tired, this late in the fight.
There's a look at your highlights presented by Vintage Furniture. Good combination there from Flores that lands. Good head movement, getting out of the way of that one by Williams. And it just feels right now, both guys are telegraphing a little bit. It's just not quite firing out the way it was in round 1. So what do you have to, so in this moment, right, you're trying to figure out, all right, I don't have much in the tank. What do you go to? You fall back on your wrestling,
Depends on what my corner said, but I only fought in the 5th round one time.
Really? Interesting.
Do you know who that was?
I do not.
Do you
I
know?
do not, sir. No, no.
Come on, I think you guys
I'm
were
not
made
the
his
encyclopedia
fans.
today.
One guy took him to all 5 rounds. Sean Shirk.
Sean Shirk. Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Muscle Shark.
Yeah.
Who will have the belt around their waist in 2 minutes and 40 seconds? Flores and Williams leaving it all out there here in round number 5.
Don't take a step back.
Corner's calling for push, punches and bunches, basically throwing combinations. And at this point, I'm not worried about if the combo is tight or not. Just throw the punches at this point. We're in the last round of the fight. You know what I mean? It's time to finish it here. The judges can go either way.
Let the leather fly.
Yes.
2 minutes left. It's kind of a lazy
It's just
attempt.
tired, man.
Yeah.
It's just tired. You know what I mean? It's not. But he's going to do, hopefully, we'll see what he does here on defending this. Flores in the opposite position looking for a takedown. He's trying to go for a double here. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it or not. Going back to a single now. Chris is hanging on, trying to defend it here. He's doing a good job.
He is.
Yeah. Look at that standing guillotine. He's looking for it right there. We just saw this earlier tonight.
Han Hee Kim was submitted in this way, but it will not happen to Tyler Flores as he works his way out.
Looks like he was almost falling to set up a sweep or something. We didn't quite have the energy to push it over. He's still moving though.
Inside 60 seconds left here of our main event of the undercard.
If you're Flores, this is where you want to be right now at the end of this fight, the 5th round.
This is what the judges are going to
Yes,
see.
sir.
What they're going to go to the scorecard.
And if you're Williams, you've got to get up here. You've got to do something. You don't want to be on bottom.
Trying to use everything he has left to get back to his feet, but Flores like a blanket. Flores trying to score a little bit here as we wrap up.
And if I was Flores, I just make sure I in the round like this. 10 seconds now.
It looks like he's going to.
Well, that is how your middleweight title fight will end, with Tyler T-Flow Flores on top. He comes away thinking he did enough to get it done, saying the belt is mine. That's what I saw as well.
We'll see.
Look, I thought Chris Williams did some good stuff early. He just didn't have enough in the tank, man. And Flores, even though it wasn't beautiful, you know, he just did enough. And the takedowns, controlling right there at the end, there was just enough G&P to get it done.
I like it. You can't teach old dog new tricks.
Well, one of these guys about to walk out of here with the belt. And really a good title fight. Here to wrap up the undercard. We're going to be live at 9 o'clock on UFC Fight Pass. We've got 6 professional fights ready for you on our main card, and it's going to be a good one, capped off by David Bosnick and Lauren Thibodeau.
And we're going to be live on TV.
Yeah, at 9 p.m.
It's just a bar, so they're going to show pictures of us.
Yes.
So come, people, so you can see how much better looking I am.
Yes, subscribe to UFC Fight Pass right now.
Right now, guys, if you ever want to see
is a looker.
Matt Hughes' face.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of championship mixed martial arts, we are going to the judges' scorecards. Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges have seen and scored this fight the same way, therefore declaring your winner by unanimous decision. And new AKA amateur middleweight champion, Tyler T-Flow Flores.
The hurt, the pain, the dirt, the rain.
Tyler T-Flow Flores coming away with the middleweight title. We're going to send it to Quentin in the ring.
5 rounds, it looked like you were keeping him at range. You were the more poised fighter. Was that the game plan coming into this?
Oh, yeah, man. Coach always has us, following proto, keeping him high and tight. So, the cardio was showing through. I couldn't out there and get it right away, be stingy like my buddy Mark. So I had to go out there. Last round, came out, talked, locked, ready to rock. So let's do it, baby.
Bro, it was an impressive fight. You stayed poised the whole time. You definitely looked like a pro out there, man. Congratulations on your victory. Look forward to having you back. AKA champ right here, guys. Give him a round. Woo!
Keep feathering it, brother.
Great stuff from Tyler Flores, your new middleweight champion here in the amateur ranks of AKA. Well, that does it for the undercard. Meet us at 9 p.m. UFC Fight Pass. We got the main card coming your way. We'll see you then.